Please do sit down. Prynawn da a croeso I Gaerdydd. Good afternoon and welcome to Cardiff University and to our 2023 graduation ceremonies. I'm Gareth Powell and I have the great privilege of being a Pro-Chancellor at the university. It's a great joy and terrific fun to be here today as we celebrate what is a momentous occasion for all of you who will be receiving awards. And I offer a welcome to your families and friends, your supporters, on this occasion for celebration. But above all, of course, I welcome you, the class of 2023, whose achievements we are here to mark. Acquiring a university education is no mean feat. And so I commend you not simply for gaining your place at Cardiff University in the first place, but also for the dedication, the commitment, and the enthusiasm you have demonstrated to get to this point in your learning and human exploration. But this success, of course, is only part of the story. For many of you joined the university when the COVID pandemic was at its full force, and others were perhaps a year or two into their period of study. What you and what we faced was a challenge without precedent. And throughout this difficult period, you have proved to be remarkable individuals. You have shown patience and understanding, as well as willingness, determination, and tenacity to tackle whatever is put in front of you. Hold on to those attributes, even when tenacity does not make you universally popular. For this, you should be extremely proud, because everyone at the university is proud of your achievements and wants to celebrate with you. We recognise, of course, that for some of you, the period of uncertainty in different ways continues to exist. But do not forget that this ceremony recognises all that you have achieved, the hard work, and this is the moment of culmination. And you will leave here today knowing that you are part of a remarkably diverse alumni community. While you have been here, you have been taught by some of the world's leading academics, committed to the pursuit of truth and the broadening of the human mind. And now, it is your turn to share in that. For your Cardiff qualification tells the world that you are ambitious, passionate, and have inquiring minds. Embark on the next stage of your journey with all of the confidence and optimism that that brings with it. Of course, today may be tinged with a degree of sadness, as some of you will be saying goodbye to a vibrant, multicultural, diverse city that has become your home. The charm and the character of Cardiff is difficult to give up. And some of you may have already decided to stay or be working out how to come back. I hope you will always consider Cardiff to be home, whether it is through further work or further study at the university. Either way, as you cross the platform and receive your award, you will then leave as a Cardiff graduate. And the university will always be your university. So wherever life takes you, become a standard bearer for it. And come back often. And remember always the hallmarks of kindness, of generosity, and of human inquiry. For now, I ask you to enjoy this ceremony, and by enjoying it, to immerse yourselves in it, and to make a joyful, celebratory noise that you've achieved this distinction. So please don't feel shy when it comes to clapping. And don't worry too much about how to doff. You'll get the hang of it. I now have the pleasure of introducing Anarth Dyfrin. Anarth will read the proclamation which opens the ceremony, but also a poem by Wales's inaugural national poet, Gwyneth Lewis, who has been a writer in residence at the university and is one of our honorary fellows. Her poem, Education, was commissioned for this event. Diolch yn fawr.
Education by Gwyneth Lewis. Beiddia feiddio, gwellhad o wneud. Myna geisio, parcha ddweud. Trawsnewidiad fydd dy glod, dy ddyfodol, mentro bod. Learning's a passport that returns you home a better person. It permits you to dare being daring, makes you secure with not knowing everything, helps you welcome some failure, forges an alloy with others' thinking. It is simple delight in mind and its motions, scintillates but isn't deceptive, admits the joy of institute, is the open road to everywhere but bigotry. It's the shortest distance between you and me, and if you're lucky, it never ends. I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh and then in English. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys i holl aelodau'r Brifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym mhrif ddinas Cymru. Wrth ddathlu cyflawniadau'r rhai sydd yn osbarth 2023, fe'i hatgoffwn o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu i werthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt hwy yw ceisio drwy cyflawniadau wasanaethu ar lles pawb, ymdrechu sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. A nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. We celebrate the achievement of those in the class of 2023, and in doing so, remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence on all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
Prynawn da, good afternoon. My name is Rebecca Deverell, and it is my honour to address you as the Vice President Welfare of Cardiff University Students' Union 2022 to 2023. May your care ever be for the good name of our university and the well-being of our world. It means a lot to me to speak to you today as a fellow Cardiff Law alumni. 12 months to the day since I graduated, it means a lot to be here. When we think back to when we embarked on our university journey, the years we had ahead of us seem like a lifetime. I'm sure most of you would agree that it feels like yesterday that we were dropped off at our halls of residence, saying goodbye to our family and friends, and feeling apprehensive about making new friends, fitting in and starting our academic journey here at Cardiff. But what at the time felt like forever goes in a blink of an eye. And before you know it, you're sat here in a cap and gown in St David's Hall, thinking about what the future may have in store for you. However, what we didn't know then is that we would be leaving Cardiff having become a member of a close-knit and supportive community. When I sat down to think about what made Cardiff the special university it is, the first thing that came to mind was the community that we have built. The Cardiff community is one like no other. Whether your time at Cardiff has been impacted by competing in a sports team, contributing to a society, overcoming barriers, bonding with friends on your course, you became part of a community that shaped your time here, and a community that will, if you choose to let it, shape your time after Cardiff. Being an alumni of Cardiff University opens you up to a network of fellow Cardiff students, some newly graduated and some who have gone on to achieve such great things. They can help you do the same, whether it be by making the most of the rich alumni network Cardiff has to offer, by staying in contact with your friends and peers, or by coming back and visiting the place where you had the best years of your life. That community feeling that Cardiff has given you during your time as a student doesn't have to end today. It is something that you can take with you wherever you go. When thinking about this speech, a quote stuck out to me. What matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. No one could have anticipated the journey that all of you have taken to get here, but one thing is for sure. You can be proud that you are sat here graduating today as the class of 2023. I hope that you all remember how far you have come and how much you have achieved at Cardiff. It has been by no means an easy ride for you all, but it has been our diversity that has got us through our adversity. So whilst the future may look daunting now, remember this moment. Take a deep breath. Appreciate how far you have come and realise just how far you can go. I hope you all go on to remember the journey you have had at Cardiff fondly and keep those memories close to your heart. But most importantly, please remember, you will always have a home here in Cardiff. Diolch, thank you.
Prynawn da, good afternoon. Da iawn gweld y neuadd hon Danny sang. It's wonderful to see this hall absolutely packed this afternoon. My name's Damien Morford-Davies. I'm Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Cardiff University, and I would like now to warmly welcome all students in the class of 2023. This now is the part of the ceremony where students' names are going to be read out by a senior member of the university, and as the Pro-Chancellor said earlier, in fact, warmly recommended, please celebrate, feel free to celebrate the achievements of each student as he or she crosses the red carpet. Don't be shy, clap, holler, stamp, emit various noises that signify happiness. Let me navigate the ceremony for you a little. Once all the students for each group has crossed the stage and returned to the auditorium seats, I will then ask them to stand, and at that point in the ceremony, and indeed at other equivalent times in the ceremony, it's a tradition for the university for me to speak in Welsh to congratulate each group of students on their achievements, and the Welsh form of words, the Welsh formula I will use is as follows. Ar ran y brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad chi gyda phleser mawr, llongyfarchiadau li. Meaning, on behalf of the university, I recognise your achievement with great pleasure. Many congratulations. So if you listen out for that, that is a prime moment to experience. We will now proceed with the ceremony. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Just one more speech to go, I'm afraid. Prynawn da. I'm delighted to be here today to present the class of 2023 from the School of Law and Politics. I'm Professor Warren Barr, head of that school. I would like to say, first of all, what a tremendous privilege and a pleasure it is to be here with you today as we celebrate this important milestone in your lives. It's a delight to do so, together with your families and your fellow students, and all of those who have supported you on your journey to graduating from Cardiff University. The School of Law and Politics is a unique collaboration of experts in law, international relations and politics. Our research explores various real-world issues, from the historical to the most cutting-edge and contemporary, from the situation here in Wales to far-flung reaches of the globe. Our research has real-world impact and has been backed by the findings of the latest Research Excellence Frameworks exercise, which ranks and benchmarks the quality and quantity of research across the UK. This placed our research in law 6th in the UK for research impact and 5th overall in the UK for our research environment. Research impact is important for you to know about because it's about the real-world relevance of the law school's research and its power to change policy, the law, and society itself. Graduating from an internationally renowned Russell Group institution is an important boost to your career prospects. Our courses are developed to meet the demands of employers, and our teaching is delivered by experts to meet those particular fields. As a research-intensive institution, all our teaching is what we call research-connected, meaning that whilst you've been provided with a thorough grounding in established methods, you've also been introduced to innovative and even experimental approaches that have been used and written about by those doing your teaching. This places you in an enviable position in any job market across the globe, and equally puts you in excellent stead if you're continuing with further study. One thing we've all learned from over the last few years is that we never know what the future holds. Things will, and very likely will, change in your chosen professional careers, but some things won't change for you. I'll flag up just 3 examples of what you need to know to plan to succeed. First, the need to be a lifelong learner. For the rest of your career, make sure you commit to always being curious and asking questions, and always striving to do things better. And just as you should always be a learner, always be a teacher too. Pass on what you have learned to others. The second is the need to support one another as friends, as colleagues, and as professionals during your career. Kindness to others and to oneself is an important life lesson, particularly amongst the myriad pressures of modern life. And finally, you see I can count, never forget why you wanted to pursue your chosen academic discipline in the first place. It will take dedication, tenacity, and above all, talent, passion, and belief to pursue the careers you have chosen or may yet to be decided upon. Remember that these are qualities that you have displayed in abundance during your time at Cardiff University, and the most difficult of experiences will shape how you deal with challenges and setbacks in the future, as well as teaching you to grasp new opportunities when they arise. All of this, I have no doubt, will enable you to enjoy your work and chosen career, or perhaps I should say, more accurately say, careers. You are the class of 2023, and through hard work, determination, and a strong support network, you have overcome many challenges to reach this point in your journey. You have a story to tell about your university experience like few others. Your capacity to think critically and challenge honestly, forged by your teaching staff, your classmates, and our community, will help you to prepare for whatever comes next. This is your well-earned opportunity to take a moment and consider just how far you have all come. I thank you for all you have done in your time here and wish you all the well and every success in the future. Thank you. I, Professor Warren Barr, introduce the Bachelor of Laws for the class of 2023. Alyssa May Fu Chiang Min. Jessica Adams. Ikra Armud. Jana Louise Galsin Ajon. Anissa Alam. Goodwill Alandro. Fatima Ali. Rabia Ali. Madeleine Alun. Richelle Andrade. Stephanie Andrew. Callum Nathaniel Antonio. Sarina Anwar. Gerant Apkuk. Priscilla Apia. Nicole Sarah Apakutan. Samra Akil. Gohar Aya Ababab. Juanito Armitage. Anaf Taskin Aruji. Asma'in Ashraf. Teresa Athanasio. Elena Alga. Zuhal Aylan. Adam Ayub. Audra Kristina Uzli. Megan Baker. Lily Barker. Catherine O'Leary Barnes. Anna Roseanne Barnes-Gray. Susanna Beaumont. Judy Mary Beer. Elizabeth Berryman. Nathan Louis Bersons. Holly Bevan. Janaya Bakalastigmi. Mayo Bat. Muhammad Amjad Shah bin Nausad. Nura Falina Awaludin. Anisha Nizam. Chiek Maya Charisma Risto Moyo. Louis Anthony Bithell. Mohammed Bizar Faoud. Helen Pia Blunt. Babdeep Kaur Bola. James Gerald Bromfield Britton. Jack Bullen. Matthew Burgess. Emily Burnett. Sashi Ann Bush. Natasha Louise Byers. Piers Byron. Nakita Caldera. Molly Kippener. Hannah Mae Cardiff. Jordan Lee Carpenter Harris. Henry Carrington. Isa Cheyenne Cassell. Cassandra Chan Yan Lee. Shuan Shi'i. Shanyu Kuan. Simran Kaur Katha. Khadija Noor. Shimei Chua. Dexter Xiong Shen Hao. Chu Ming Yi. Xiao Yi Qin. Nikki Shin Pai Lin. Hua Luan Chong. Catherine Isabella Cristolfi. Jasmine Chua Sheeting. Jeremy Chua. Emily Chung. Nur Shakwina Tuhanina Alin Chung. Oliver Clark. Thomas Conway. Madison Coomber. Catherine Rose Corrigan. Eleanor Courtney. Ellie Dando. Fionn Grace Daniel Elowa. Amber Davies. Grace Hannah Davies. Sophie Davies. Amelia Davis. Joshua Dikunha. Aruna Olivia Nilmini Derangalia. Diong Xiao Ching. Teddy Edward Donegan. Georgia Kristen Donnelly. Laura Dewey. Fionn Dyer. Isabel Dega. Nancy Eckott. Millie Edland. Helen Edwards. Tabitha Grace Edwards. Heled Ellis. Mahmoud Al-Sayed Ras. Courtney Endall. Eng Lee Lung. Kieran James Evans. Griffith Lick Avanez. Windian Evans. Lisa Allen Evans. Abigail Louise Fillery. Brandon Fincham. Bethan Folland. Genevieve Forrester. Jenna Louise Fowkes. Paige Kendall Fox. Elizabeth Franks. Jack Force. Rosie Louisa Galway. Chin Egan. Gabrielle Garbett. Joseph William Edward Garcia. Savinder Singh Gill. Helena Anna Louisa Good. Ellie Goodfellow. Thomas Anthony Gordon. Neha Govind. Lowry Green. Ellis Marston Greenland. Greenfielding. Bethany Gribble. Lauren Griffiths. Andre Ta'an Guahanyu. Aranya. Morgan Gurman. Moses Gutierrez. Anastasia Gwinnell. Harry Ryan Haddock. Yasmin Ashita Haji Hamad Doud. Amelia Hamilton. Rosie Hancock. Mohammed Haq. Megan Harriman. Philippa Harris. Yanzila Hashmina. Raisa. Raisa Noor Hayat. Kate Hayes. Zacchaeus Haywood. Fazira Noor Binti Hani Sharil. Corey Tyler Hill. Emma Hill. Madeline Hill. Melanie Hope Brown. Abigail Emily Hopkins. Olivia Charlotte Hopwood. Umalihu Hunt. Kiara Hussein. Panayotis Aerohopoulos. Najma Ahmedo. Ineya Imran. Eliza Mariam Ho. Arlene Isabel. Shubina Islam. Lori Beth James. Madison Rose James. Melissa Lucy Nicola James. Olivia Ellen James. Aisha Jarbal. Yasmin Jufour. Chelsea Jeffs. Oliver Johns. Emma Johnson. Jeslyn Johnson. Alexandra Claire Jones. Caitlin Meghan Jones. Carrie Jones. Ellis Reese Jones. Sarah Jones. Sarah Ann Jones. Omisha Kandla-Pelly. Rita Kapadia. Carolyn Millingen Carlson. Caro Ashram Kari Ramesh Kumar. Naina Sashdev. Melissa Kaya. Molly Kay. Adam Kelly Moore. Ruhab Khalid. Aisha Kahan. Minahil Nasir Khan. Hu Yan Sheng. Teng Shiko. Ethan Ku. Rachel King. Alex Kirilov. Tamar Knight. Pooja Kai. Tyrion Lake. Xiao Yao Lam. Jemima Catalina Lamila Escalare. Lauti Sham. Zoe Larn. Ella Daisy Tracy Lawrence. Harvey Lawton. Angel Chiang Yang Lee. Piyula Lee. Natasha Leo. Young Un Lien. Liu Han Chiang. Angela Lim. Lim Guan Vin. Zhu Lim Wei Xuan. Jonathan Joseph Bing Yi Lim. Ku Yong Ling. Emma Llewellyn. Robinson Lu Min Shen. William Lorcan. Adam Lucan Raj. Hassan Malik. Sharmisla Mani Maran. Daniel Martin. Imogen Martin. Susanna Matthews. Chloe Matthews. Catherine Salma Maunder. Eilina Darby McCann. Charlie McGarry. Fraser McGill. Salma Megag. Camille Mercado. Chloe Middlemas. Lara Jessica Miller. Charlotte Millard. Jasmine Millard. Alex Mills. Christy Marco Maniva. Laili Mujur. Divash Kumar Manarajan. Elliot John Morgan. Kyla Marie Morgan. Mady Morgan. Rebecca Moss. Ken Mubangu. Finley William Murdoch. Dragos Christian Maresan. Kian Yuna. Gabrielle Nair. Nujwa Nurfatiha Nazri. Ji Sian. Nicole Nikolapoulou. Paris Nurse. Ashley Dido Alawi Nylander. Mia Olds. Danielle Unafua. Vancy Oeng. Rene Chia Yi Ao. Jessica Owen. Lao Chi Yu. Lucia Destiny Owen. Nicole Oyadipe. Carolina Panayiotou. Kai Xian Peng. Suyin Pai Eng. Juha Park. Megan Parker Williams. Mahasha Parsa. Zoe Aleri Pask. Kayan Patel. Yasin Patel. Ephraim Tristan Paul. Sasha J. Pin. Tamara Pereru. Ella Perrott. Rachel Beth Phillips. Jasmine Grace Luna Phillips Brown. Abby Elizabeth Philpotts. Amy Lauren Pike. Kinga Plata. Josie Podbury. Nikhil Tia Powell. Will.i.am Powell. Bryn Thomas Pratt. Katie Louise Prescott. Amy Price. Ella Price. Corinne Pritchard. Louis Provost. Aoife Pridich. Saida Rahman. Philip Radu. Raisu Rahim. Lily Rayner. Maysam Rajahi. Rishan Kavel Rajapupal. Ruba Abanaya Raja Morgan. Anushka Rashid. Sarah Rashid. Reshmi Ravindran. Finley Richards. Seren Richards. Cameron Roberts. Siobhan Perla Roberts. Ebony Robson Brown. Alicia Rodway. Millie Rogers. Scott Rolfe. Daniel Rubery. Morgan Charlie Russell. Imogen May Ryan. Garuva Sashnadani. Emmanuel Sagayam. Jack Salter. Lee Margot Ramiro Sanayajo. Raya Rani Seungrum. Anna Santos. Gravinderjit Kaur. Raymond Sarfo. Hertesh Singh Song. Maya Brooke Saunders. Adam Scott. Kylie Seco. Ruby Simon. Lowry Seymour. Naishika Shabu. Keelan Christopher Shrimpton. Jason Seo Ru Young. Dylan Sim Shi Yang. Ashwan Sivam. Amelia Veronica Scora. Elizabeth Slupot. Alexander Smith. Chloe Smith. Elizabeth Smith. Eloise Smith. Freya Olivia Smith. Hannah Smith. Song Boon Yang. Kieran Philip Southgate. Sophie Suter Reynolds. Nicole Sperry. Jack Spruce. Leonie Stavraki. Vladimir Stefanov. Georgia Stevenson. Emily Kate Hansard Stewart. Georgina Street. Kelsey Ellen Sylvia Summerhays. Michael John Summers. Emily Tadman. Quinton Yi Xian. Anya Taylor. Cara Louise Taylor. Tabitha Megan Taylor. Georgia Teague. Sophie Tashira Hemp. Ten Shi Sheng. Yorani Taneri Arif. Devya Mahgar. Asha Tiru. Alice May Thomas. Connie Thomas. Isabel Thomas. Mabon Thomas. Malieran Thomas. Megan Thomas. Macady Thomas. Rihanna Thomas. Tula Thompson. Sherlene Tiang Ektin. Ashley Tushi Nen Yi. Holly Tour. Rachel Townsend. Byron E. Trotman. Hugh Rodri Turner. Olivia Turner. Emily Tyro. Hannah Ursel. Mitchell Cornelius Lee van Putten. Vritakar Vassen. Nur Soraya Sophia Wahi. Samuel Wayne. Bobby Wakefield. Caitlin Ann Walker. Alice Walsh. Olivia Walsh. Tilly Walsh. Saskia Wason. Amelia Watts. Lily Jade Webb. Kukui Zhenwi. Georgia Weeks. Jack Weston. Christian Wales. Victoria Charlotte White. Eleanor Francis Wilkin Jones. Harriet Amy Wiley. Aisling Williams. Caitlin Ann Williams. Molly Williams. Rebecca Williams. Rihanna Williams. Samuel Williams. Sophie Louise Williams. Tom Henry Williams. Emily Wilson. Jess Winlaw. Fionn Whitcomb. Wong Wan Yu. Zi Xin Wong. Charlene Moon. George Xenophontus. Sophie Yates. Lim Yi Thong. William Michael Ray Yelland. Cassandra Yale. William Johans. Chuishi Neng. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confer the achievement.
There were some brilliant sonic occurrences in that session. Sounds never before emitted by the human voice box. Excellent, respect. Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand if you are able to. Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr, llongyfarchiadau lu. Many congratulations. Gwych iawn. Thank you very much. Please be seated. I think we need some assistance in this aisle. Okay, we'll just delay for a short while. Well done.
I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the postgraduate certificate for the class of 2023. Thank you. Emhiran Eghig Moglu. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the postgraduate diploma for the class of 2023. Thank Dimitra Pisihari. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Laws for the class of 2023. Olyanka Rashidat Akudu. Fatima Abdullah Al-Barak. Ruluka Florentina Andrews. Victoria Bailey. Jennifer Mary Beach. Dr. Shaista Shah Begum. Kieran Bakhtar. Andrew Graham James Burks. George Bryce Bowden. Charlotte Amory. Kashini Natasha Diaz Suman Sakira. Jenny Louise Doherty. Louis James Edmonds. Jonathan Farmer. Greg Fulton. Diva Gaur. Joseph Ahosu Goswell. Maro Haji Christul Dulu. Natalia Deborah Christine Harries. The Reverend Mark Hatchard. Clive Duncan Hoggard. Emma. Emma Courtney Hunting Yuani. Heather John. Ellie Jones. Manon Jones. Stanley Jung. Raida Kashif. Gul Emin Keskiner. Raksha Kulkarni. Leandre Lejeune. Ziki Liu. Vanessa Lucaza. Mami Anjum. Berkling and Tuba Mandi. Pragyan Ustav Mishra. Daisy Morgan. Wendy Faith Mugunda. Jessica Ann Nyebui Red. Laura Marie O'Connell. Shruti Raghavan. Rebecca Elizabeth Robjohn. Begum Sirika. Sophie Sheikh. Mohammed Shuaib. Mark Simpson. Rory Thompson. Katie Ann Harrod Turner. Bryony Tweedle. Caroline Patricia Walsh. Janet Williams. Juan Jing Wu. Xin Zhu. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand if you are able to? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Lee. Many congratulations. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Please have a seat.
The following students to be presented have achieved a doctoral degree, and in recognition of their achievements and research, they will be presented to the presiding officers who will doff in return. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Abdul Hamid Atiyah. Lauren Cooper. Sarah Davis. Muhammad Ilyas. Felicity Kayumba Kalunga. Leila Latif. Jenny Mack. Matthew James Parry. Sherelle Van Rooy. Lizzie Wilmington. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confer the award.
There were some absolutely lovely beams and smiles there. Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand if you're able to? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrhaeddiad gyda phleser mawr, llongyfarchiadau li, many congratulations. Thank you very much, Diolch yn fawr iawn.
We come to the part of the ceremony which welcomes distinguished people who have previously sat in your seat, our alumni speakers. Today's alumni speaker is Sitpa Selvaratnam. Sitpa is a proud graduate of Cardiff School of Law and Politics. A qualified barrister, Sitpa practices commercial law, corporate insolvency and admiralty law in Malaysia and has appeared at counsel at all levels of the Malaysian Superior Courts. She is a founding partner of the law firm Tommy Thomas and acts as an arbiter in international commercial arbitrations. Deserving of special mention is her high-profile and historic work on the seizure of the super yacht Equanimity in August 2018, when she spearheaded the recovery of one of the largest global frauds in history, realising $126 million for the government of Malaysia. In 2018, Sitpa was appointed to the ICC International Court of Arbitration, headquartered in Paris, as court member for Malaysia, and in 2019 to the Permanent Court of Arbitration. She is an internationally respected lawyer, and we are very fortunate to have her with us today to share some congratulatory words with you. Please welcome Sitpa Selvaratnam.
"35 years ago, my mum was 58 and attended my graduation in this very hall after I had had 3 of the best years of my life. Earlier this week, at 58, I attended the graduation of my beautiful daughter from Cardiff University after I have had the best possible life I could ever have imagined. I was seated there in that corner, hooting the roof off on Monday, and I'm so happy to be here with you. Life clearly works in cycles. How did I even get to 58? But for me, what is more clear then and now is that Cardiff University is central to all things good. So I'm thrilled beyond words to be invited to share this amazing day of yours. There's always a zing to graduation, the joy, the radiant smiles, the culmination of hard work, the fruition of big dreams, and the end to painful sacrifices. I feel your joy, so congratulations. I attended 2 graduations of my own, and I didn't understand what was said at either. One was in Welsh, and the other in Latin, but it didn't really matter. My heart felt it all. My heart felt the joy, the pride, the hope, and the sheer unstoppable on top of the world feeling. And Cardiff University was just that. It was not about words. It was the experience, the growth, the caring, the positive values. And I know that to be still true today from my daughter's experience and the strength of character the last 5 years has nurtured in her and her friends. Did I mention that I had 7 final year medical students from Cardiff University live with me and my family for a month early this year when they were doing their electives in Malaysia? My house was on fire, filled with laughter, thoughtful discussions, silent reflection, song, and dance. And because it was Malaysia, overflowing always with food, food, and more food. And they certainly all carried the mark of Cardiff University, full of spirit and substance. I sat my second year law exams in 1987 in quarantine, under caring supervision and comfort that my grades, if necessary, would take into account my state of mind and health. Just enough reassurance to relieve some pressure and encourage me to stay focused. 3 months later, my personal tutor, James Young, called my home in Kuala Lumpur to convey my results, which were pretty good. A first for trust. I clearly was much smarter back in the day. James Young was careful to mention that no adjustments were made to my grades on account of my health, to remind me that it was my abilities that got me to where I was. But too easily overlooked is the critical fact that it is the external, nurturing environment that brings out our potential. I was lucky for sure to have had the Cardiff experience. It turned me from a little girl, unsure of myself, to a robust woman, confident that I would somehow find solution to the most difficult situation. And I can say this with certainty. It was the foundation in Admiralty law and international trade law that Professor Cadwallader and David Glass had instilled in me that set me up to arrest the super yacht equanimity and recover $126 million for the people of Malaysia. What they sowed 30 years ago. What they sowed 30 years ago bore fruit in 2018. So thank you, Cardiff University. As we move along in life, we make our luck by being discerning and seeking out nurturing environment that supports the growth that we deserve. It is the seemingly in passing, non-conspicuous attention and caring that makes Cardiff University special. It quietly fosters deep-rooted values of compassion alongside excellence and integrity dovetailed with success. And these have been the two of the strongest pillars in my life. I call the first love with law, to have a soft heart but a firm backbone, kind but decisive, and second, success earned with courage and integrity. Graduating today from Cardiff University, you certainly have a tremendous advantage. Yet the world of the law is a tease, scary even. It can dazzle and lure you into a dance with giddy heights. But if we are not careful, it can be at the expense of things and people that we might come to regret. And so if I have anything valuable to say to you, it is this. The coupling of soft skills with a hard drive for excellence has stood me in good stead in the practice of law and the enjoyment of life. 35 years on from Cardiff University, my life has had its share of grief and disappointments, personal and professional. My best allies and professional champions are those who have not cut corners or taken the easiest way out, but have run the extra mile with me, looking to do what is fair. So be intuitive about the company you keep and work in. The network of positive, solid people keeps us grounded and undefeated in spirit, always bouncing back to bring out our innate fullest potential. And we have infinite potential expressing itself in different ways, not necessarily in trust law. Be understanding. Even when striving for the highest standards, don't dilute your standards to fit in. But there is always the right way to say something is wrong. We find that through understanding the other's perspective. Stay brave and true to core values of love and peace and truth. Even if it may seem that you are alone on that journey, you'll be surprised by the support from around the corner. It was my courage and my faith, courage born out of what is fair, really. That's where courage comes from, to know that it's fair and therefore I must. And faith that honesty pays, that allowed me to surpass all the fear-mongering that we could not achieve more or recover more than 60 million for the sale of the yacht that we had arrested as a nation. We defeated that and we got more than double that price. So courage and honesty pays. And you'll be surprised by the support from around the corner. Integrity and success can and do coexist, filling those who strive for both with peace, satisfaction, and a good night's sleep. Success does not lie in the outcome, but in playing a good game, a full, all-rounded game. And life is a game to be enjoyed. Trust your integrity and your core values to somehow find expression in the proper outcome at the right time. There's always magic of goodness to be found in the world. My wish for you is that you live that magic.
Congratulations. You are now part of a global and truly diverse alumni community which extends to over 200,000 individuals. And if you want to know something of the essence of a Cardiff graduate, we have heard something of it this afternoon. Diolch yn fawr. For we have heard about the inherent values that matter most about our learning, our education, and the practice of law. And I, for one, usually feel reasonably safe and confident in the presence of quite so many lawyers. Not least because if you wait long enough, you'll find the answer you really want. Cardiff has, of course, given you more than a degree. It's given you, I hope, a perspective and an outlook, much of which we have just heard about. A determination and a spiritedness that will, I hope, be the hallmarks of everything that flows from this moment for you and all those with whom you work and study. There is a Welsh word, hiraeth, which doesn't translate into English awfully well, but it is something about a deep-rooted sense of belonging and a deep-rootedness in a place. I hope that you will always carry within you a sense of hiraeth for Cardiff, for this remarkable university. But before we close the ceremony, I now want to ask those of you who have received an award to participate in a long-standing tradition of the university. Others have congratulated you, and others have celebrated all that you have achieved. But you know that you have not done that alone. Some of those who have supported you are with you today. Others are watching. For some, it is family and friends. For others, it is surprising supporters. But one way or another, they have encouraged and supported you. So would all of those of you who have just received an award, if you are able, please stand. And now, to staff, to your supporters, and those who have simply kept you going, please return the gratitude and make a great noise of thanks to them. Thank you. Please be seated. And make sure that you go on celebrating, not just for today, but milk it for all it's worth and make it last at least a week. To close our ceremony, we watch a film which invites you and explains to you something of what it is to be part of the alumni community. When that ends, would you please stand as we leave the auditorium? Diolch yn fawr.
Take a look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? Class of 2023. Today we take stock of everything we've achieved and say thank you to those who always believed. So scroll through memories, cymryd selfies gyda'r besties, and stand up straight for the photographer. Say cheers. Today we remember how we got this far. The late nights and bright lights, and moments we didn't do as well as we might. Pob dyddiad cau, dyfal barhau, o weithio'n galed i'r datgliadau. Today we're rewarded for all the hard work that started way back with the first steps we took. Dropped at Talabont yng Nghennydd, Aberdare or Aberconwy I ganol y freshers, heb wybod lle I fynd, heb nabod bob un, nes canfod ffrindiau oes yn neidiau bob cytun. First dates.
Soulmates.
I'm gonna start crying at this rate. Today we're part of something that's hard to describe, the new class of an old tribe. A tradition that'll be there our whole lives, a network that continues to help us thrive. Years from now, we'll see someone with a badge on their tie, or hear people on a bus shouting,
Cheers, drive.
And we'll remember where we came from, where we came into our own, where we made our mark, canfod cartref, where we found a home. Today we make noise like it's the varsity game, and count ourselves lucky we found people with the same interests, hobbies, byd o hiwmod nes bod ni'n folly. People who tried to shelter us with broken brollies. People who helped us find our limits and push them out of the way. People who helped us get to this point.
On this day.
Today is a day we mark everything we've shared. A day we tell people just how much we cared, that they were always there, even when they couldn't be. Roedd yn gwybod y deiau eto hael efryn for all the long hours we've had to put in. We still had those nights that went right through till dawn, and days we dug deeper than ever before. So here's to those late night revisers and early risers, to sunny days that passed by in Butte Park, to that special someone who gave us that special spark and helped us to grow, to transform, to dream. Today's for that someone we're proud to have at team. What happens tomorrow is whatever you choose. Go make news or break news, but absolutely refuse to be told that can't be done, because we've only just begun to make records and break records and make history and break history and say
dyma'r this is the world I want to see.
10,
20,
30,
40.
years from now, you'll look back on today and realise you've been by your side the whole way. But right now, right here, let's savour the moment and say, Gyfraith, congratulations. Let's get the celebrations underway. Take a moment, look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? We're Cardiff University. Croeso, welcome to your alumni community.